There was a incident recently where this is just a classic TikTok whoopsie-daisy where apparently a flight attendant got a little cheeky and decided to make a TikTok on a plane in her flight attendant gear, tossed a little twerk into the mix, and whoopsie-daisy, I got fired, right? And then she's, you know, all the people are calling on, like, oh, blah, blah, and she's on the, I was just trying to express my, yeah, of course, Inside Edition, which is, I don't even know where Inside Edition is on the tier. They're like B League TMZ, maybe. That's maybe even being generous. I'm not sure. Let's take a look at this one. Let's see what we got here.
She made headlines as the twerking flight attendant who lost her job after this video went viral. Now she's speaking out in an interview.
Do they go to training to talk like that? She made headlines as the twerking flight attendant that lost her job after a flight attendant went viral. It's a lot.
With our Amber Cogliano.
She's the flight attendant whose twerking cost her dream job.
I didn't think that, you know, being so happy can turn into something like this.
No.
Bro, there's no way this is the first clip. There's no way this isn't completely manufactured, right? The dabbing, the tears. You've had all day to think about this interview, and then it's just like force yourself to cry on Inside Edition, and maybe you can start your social media career and funnel all your new fans to an adult paywall. It's typically the pipeline, usually. Sorry, go ahead.
You know, being so happy can turn into something like this.
Nell Diallo was having a great time dancing and twerking in the aisle on an empty plane before an early morning flight.
I decided to just take advantage of the moment to wake myself up and kind of get myself like hyped up for my day, basically.
She posted the video on TikTok along with the caption, "What's wrong with a little twerk before work?" But after the video went viral, she says Alaska Airlines fired her.
What's wrong with a little twerk before work? Alaska Airlines is what's wrong. Fired! Idiot! I will say though, I mean, if we're being completely frank, like this was a very modest twerk. A couple of things to take note of. Where are we here?
Fired her.
Where is it? No bottom cheek, zero bottom cheek. In the Alaska Airlines flight attendant outfit, so there's not even really any sculpture going on, so you're not seeing any cheek movement really. It's just the insinuation of a twerk. I mean, by today's standards, if I'm being fully transparent with you guys, this is a 2.7 on the 10 twerk scale. This is no Lexi Pantera twerk. Real ones know what I'm talking about. But you are at your job, you're on a plane, okay? You're in your uniform. And as we all know, airline companies are fucking retarded. So like, of course you're gonna get fired, right? Like they don't wanna have fun. They're worried about sweeping something under the rug, or like this plane had a wing fall off and a bunch of people died, and it's like, whoops-a-daisy. Like you can't be bringing negative attention to the airlines. There to deal with enough. Little twerk before work to get hyped up. I don't see what the big deal is. It's 2025. You got a nice little, choose your words carefully, a young lady here trying to get a little attention on TikTok, get ready for work, get amped up. She's getting the blood moving so she can better serve your customers, Alaska Airlines. And you're going to fire her for being good at her job? Not to mention 98% or 100% of the men on that flight probably would like her to do that during the flight. You might get better sales, but today's companies don't know how to operate.
Video on TikTok along with the caption, "What's wrong with a little twerk before work?" But after the video went viral, she says Alaska Airlines fired her.
What did they say to you?
They just said that I broke their social media policy.
Oh, shut up.
Nell had only been on the job for 6 months. She says she was twerking to celebrate the end of her probationary period.
Why did you decide to post the video?
And I was really proud of myself that I came so far. I just didn't think that my video and my post and the way I was dancing would be deemed as inappropriate.
Really? Really? Didn't even cross your mind? She has a 6-month probationary period. She's a saint. She shows up on time every day. She's fucking trimmed and proper. She's got everything, got the fucking V-tapered bush. Everything's looking good. She's tight. She's nice. She's taking care of the customers. 6 months to the day. Fucking, fucking 6 months in a day. Oh, I'm past the probationary period, fired. Just can't help these fucking Zoomers, bro. I'm sorry. You just can't help them. They fucking, the fact that she went 6 months without making some fucked TikTok is insanely impressive, honestly. But because she's like, well, if I have to, oh fuck, I have a 6-month probationary period. Day 1 after the probationary period, she just fucking twerks it up. I didn't think I couldn't imagine. I thought the probationary period was over. I couldn't imagine. I didn't think I was doing anything wrong. Everybody twerks, right? These fucking companies are run by old, crusty, moronic, white, wrinkly, bald cucks, right? They're all these billionaire that like, oh, gonna need to censor that later. Or YouTube's just gonna ban me out of, YouTube hates that word. I don't know why. It's used in Australia all the time, sidebar. These companies are run by old, boardroom, crusty white men that are not allowed to have fun ever, and you are not allowed to have fun either, okay? I'm so sorry. You need to know that, though. You can't on day 1, after your 6-month probationary period, throw the cheeks back. But congratulations on making it 6 months. That to me is very impressive.
So how did you feel in that meeting when they told you lost your job?
I put on such a proud face every time I stepped on that plane. And for them to terminate me without giving me a chance, it just was unfair.
They just keep showing it.
A representative from Alaska Airlines tells us they don't comment on personnel matters.
Of course they don't. Companies are so dumb, dude. I hate, like, a representative from Alaska Airlines says they do not comment on personnel matters. They just need a person, like, this is why I love kind of like new age companies where, like, even like not for nothing, you love him or hate him, but Dave Portnoy, scumbag, whatever the fuck he is, like anytime there's a real issue, he just hops on Twitter or whatever and he just makes a video. He's like, yo, fuck this, fuck that. Love that. Love a little transparency, a little peek behind the curtain. Imagine if Alaska Airlines had this representative that was just like, oh yeah, well, yeah, she twerked and honestly, she wasn't that good at her job and we hired her for reasons that no longer matter, so we fired her because she's, you know. But no, it's just, we don't comment on personnel matters. Whatever, she'll find a job somewhere else. And maybe this little boost, maybe she can use this little boost, you know, 700K views in 2 weeks on Inside Edition. Maybe she can use this little boost to get a little social media thing going. Maybe buff that TikTok up a bit, you know? Maybe buff it up a bit. I find it insanely cool how Mary was able to write real neatly on an egg. I love that comment. That was at the...
She made...
Yeah, the world's oldest egg and other unusual egg stories. Just their fucking thing. It's even more embarrassing that she went on TV to say she didn't know what she did was wrong. Yeah. I mean, you can talk all day about should it really matter that much? She's just having a little fun. But this idea that it never crossed her mind that maybe this wasn't a good idea, that's just a level of ignorance you just can't get behind that. No. This should be a warning for all employees to not use social media during work. Yeah, I mean, if you work for a company, like I said, that is a multi-billion-dollar company run by crusty old boardroom shareholders, you absolutely cannot twerk and post it to TikTok. I don't care what your company does. Good. Acting like an idiot should be socially stigmatized. This dude hates people and social media. That's fine. I'm kind of on that plane sometimes. You're wearing a uniform. You represent the company. You do something that doesn't align with that company's values while wearing their uniform and you go bye-bye. Pretty basic stuff. It is, you know, there's not really an argument here. Like, it's no surprise that she got fired. I think the real tragedy here for me is that she was surprised. That's the real tragedy. There's this disconnect between the newer generation and just existing in a workplace in general. Like, I like to think if you worked for like Starbucks, you know, multi-billion-dollar corporate company, you could probably twerk it up in a Starbucks uniform while making a venti chestnut praline latte frappuccino and maybe get away with it. I could be wrong, but you just got to know what company you're working for. Airlines, you got to keep that shit straight-laced 100% of the time. But my 6-month probationary period just ended. I thought I could get naked and blast myself with a dildo on aisle 6. No, I'm so sorry. That needs to be on your OnlyFans. You can't do that in an Alaska Airlines plane, sweetheart. I'm so sorry. I came so far, in quotes. Girl, you just passed the 6-month probationary period. Yikes. Yeah, you know what? These are the lessons we learn. I was also young and ignorant once, believe it or not, guys. And the beautiful part about experiences like this is it teaches you lessons that you can carry forward to help inform your future decision making. This is the beautiful thing about life. Lessons learned, message received, no more twerking in the aisles at my job. Her crime is lack of commitment. Throw or throw not. There is no toss. Amen, brother. That honestly is one of the biggest malfeasance in this whole scenario, is that was a 2.7 out of 10 twerk. If she Lexi Pantera that, don't make me. If you guys know what I'm talking about, let me see what we got here. Such a peculiar art form. Just this like this hyper, I mean, granted, we've been hypersexualizing women forever. Music videos, I mean, it's nothing new. And then this kind of twerk thing came along, and now it's like your talent is how hard you can throw your cheeks into the air, and you get millions of views for it. Not because people are like, wow, that's very impressive, that's incredible. It's because just we live in a horny world, and millions of dudes are just like, ah! That's the reality of it. It's this weird cross section of like, you're probably a really talented dancer, but you realize the thing that gets you the most attention is just throwing the cheeks as hard as possible. And then that becomes your thing. And you know, make your bag, honestly. I'm not shaming it. Whatever. You're better off making your bag that way than like throwing your body onto a suction cup dildo in the shower. But that's just my opinion. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know. There's levels to it. There's levels to it, I think. I was told throwing cheeks is cultural appropriation. It's very possible there were certain communities that started that, and maybe they were appropriated. We don't know. Or I'm sure somebody does. I don't care to look.